couple of weeks, the national movement for racial justice has dominated headlines after 3 months of wall-to-wall news about coronavirus. But that certainly does not mean COVID-19 has gone away. In fact, public health experts have been alarmed this week by a major spike in cases in at least 11 states, with one official in Houston saying America's fourth largest city could be on the precipice of disaster. As state governments and hospitals scramble to make sure they are ready, some private citizens are using their influence to help. NBC's Ann Thompson has our Sunday Closer.
4 months into the pandemic, the fight for PPE, personal protective equipment, is still fierce. Robin Gershik is battling for St. Joseph's Hospital in Nashua, New Hampshire. Who are you competing against?
We feel we're competing against the state, the federal government, and other countries too.
Even the CDC admits it is still a tremendous challenge, with prices that Gershik says are up to 20 times higher than usual. Into the breach, inventor and New Hampshire resident Dean Kamen asked to help by a local hospital CEO.
And I said, well, I'm more likely to be able to build you an artificial kidney or lung over the next few years than give you a mask tomorrow, but let me see what I can do. Try to climb up.
The man who created a wheelchair that climbs steps,
It's trying to figure out what you want.
the Segway, and the insulin pump, turned to his suppliers in China. Kamen discovered he could get masks, gloves, and gowns, and cheaply, paying just 38 cents for a box of 50 surgical masks, the same amount St. Joe's was paying for a mere 5.
Why put yourself out there like that?
It made me nervous. I mean, I went to sleep a couple of nights saying, I just wired millions of dollars to China. Will this stuff get delivered? Will it get on a plane? Will it get to New Hampshire?
So Kamen turned to his local network.
Being a small state where I knew the governor and I could call him up, hey, can you help? This whole thing happened on some literally virtual handshake.
Kamen got FedEx CEO Fred Smith to provide the plane, the federal government to pay for it,
Thanks everyone for joining us today.
and New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu to pony up the $15 million Kamen laid out for the PPE if it met standards. It did. He's brought in 6 plane loads shared with local and New England hospitals.
How long are you going to keep up this rescue operation?
Until I don't have to anymore. I'm hoping that's very soon.
For Gershik, now ironing together isolation gowns, Kamen's missions are a godsend.
That's when we got our largest supplies of masks, both N95 and the isolation masks, was because of his efforts.
If I didn't do that, shame on me. I'm not a good citizen, but I filled a gap that I think exists because this is a new and different situation.
One man offering help and hope in the ongoing COVID fight. For Sunday Today, Ann Thompson, NBC News, Manchester, New Hampshire.